The world stands at the brink of an energy revolution, and right at the center is a breakthrough that could change everything. So, why build an insanely fast electric car? What was the point? Well, the goal was simple: to prove that the best car in the world could be electric. Now, imagine a battery so advanced, it pushes the boundaries of what we thought was even possible. We're not just talking about a slight improvement here. This is a fundamental shift in how we store and use energy. And what if that future we've been waiting for isn't years away, but already here? Tesla and Toyota have had a complicated history. In fact, Toyota is still one of Tesla's major shareholders. But lately, it seems Toyota has found the secret sauce. And that's got Elon Musk fired up. From humble beginnings to global dominance, Toyota is now on the verge of unveiling something that could rattle the EV world, even Tesla. For years, Toyota has taken a cautious approach to electric vehicles, slowly easing into the transition, while Tesla sprinted ahead, grabbing headlines and market share with its bold vision of full electrification. Tesla fans hoped that their progress would finally prove that electric cars are the future. But now, Toyota has quietly developed something that might change the entire game. This isn't just another EV or a refined hybrid. It's a major technological leap, one that could flip the industry on its head. And it may prove that Toyota's patience, precision, and engineering excellence have paid off. Toyota is diving headfirst into the electric revolution, and its massive Kentucky plant is set to play a crucial role in what comes next. Elon Musk has often brushed off Toyota's slower strategy, but now the roles may be reversing, and he's not exactly thrilled. Before we dive into what this revolutionary vehicle is, let's take a moment to understand how Toyota reached this turning point and why it's such a big deal. Toyota's rise to becoming the world's largest automaker didn't happen overnight. Founded in 1937 by Kiichiro Toyota, the company began as a spin-off from Toyota Automatic Loom Works. At the time, Japan's auto industry was still finding its footing, trying to keep up with the already established Western carmakers. Toyota's early vehicles were simple, practical, and built with a laser focus on reliability and affordability. While American automakers chased luxury and power, Toyota focused on what people needed: cars that lasted. While European automakers dominated the global car market with their sleek designs and powerful engines, Toyota chose a different path. Instead of flash, they focused on efficiency, durability, and affordability, values that would come to define their success. But the journey wasn't easy. In its early years, Toyota struggled financially. They had limited access to advanced technology and faced fierce competition from more established foreign brands. Things began to change in the 1950s when Toyota introduced a game-changing innovation: the Toyota Production System, or TPS. This wasn't just a new way to build cars. It was a complete overhaul of the manufacturing process. Inspired by American assembly lines, but refined with Japanese precision, TPS was built on principles like eliminating waste, maximizing efficiency, and never settling, always striving to improve. Two of the most important concepts that came from TPS were just-in-time production, making only what's needed, exactly when it's needed, and Jidoka, which means automation with a human touch, allowing workers to stop the process to fix issues right away. The impact was massive. Toyota could build cars faster, at lower cost, and with higher quality than most of its competitors. Before long, even American giants like Ford and GM were studying and adopting Toyota's methods. When global economies took hits, many automakers faltered, but Toyota's resilience helped it stay strong. One major test came during the 1973 oil crisis, when fuel prices skyrocketed and consumers turned to more fuel-efficient options. Toyota was already there. Models like the Toyota Corolla skyrocketed in popularity thanks to their reputation for reliability and fuel efficiency. By the 1980s, Toyota was no longer an underdog. It had become a global force. The company expanded rapidly in the US, opening factories and launching cars that would go on to become household names like the Camry, Hilux, and 4Runner. Toyota's strength wasn't just in innovation, but in its ability to adapt. As consumer needs shifted, Toyota kept evolving, and it paid off. Cars like the Corolla, Camry, and luxury Lexus models became staples around the world. In fact, the Toyota Corolla is the best-selling car of all time, with over 50 million units sold globally. It proved that a compact car could be affordable, reliable, and fuel-efficient, a winning combination. The Camry, Toyota's midsize sedan, became a family favorite thanks to its smooth ride, long-term reliability, and low maintenance costs. As some like to say, people don't find the Camry finds them. Meanwhile, Lexus, Toyota's luxury division, stunned the automotive world by going head-to-head with giants like Mercedes-Benz and BMW. Its debut model, the Lexus LS400, delivered a level of quality and refinement that few expected from a newcomer. It forced the traditional luxury brands to sit up and take notice. By the 1990s, Toyota wasn't just keeping up with trends, it was setting them. The company's deep commitment to innovation and quality had earned it a reputation as one of the most trusted automakers on the planet. While other companies chased rapid growth and short-term profits, Toyota took a different route. They played the long game, investing heavily in research and development and focusing on sustainable, steady growth rather than trying to dominate the market overnight. This careful, thoughtful strategy is one of the key reasons Toyota has remained a global leader for generations. But Toyota's most important innovation wasn't just about building reliable cars. It was about changing how we think about driving itself. And that's where hybrids and electric vehicles come into the picture. The hybrid revolution and the EV debate. As the 21st century approached, the auto industry found itself at a major turning point. Fuel prices were rising, climate change concerns were mounting, and governments around the world were tightening emissions regulations. The pressure was on for automakers to find cleaner, more efficient alternatives to traditional gasoline engines. While many companies hesitated, unsure of how to transition, Toyota made a bold move that would reshape the industry: the launch of the Toyota Prius. Introduced in Japan in 1997 and released globally in 2000, the Prius was the world's first mass-produced hybrid vehicle. It combined a gasoline engine with an electric motor, offering drivers excellent fuel economy, without needing to plug in or rely on charging infrastructure. At first, the idea of a hybrid car seemed like a novelty. Many experts and automakers doubted it would catch on. Some even called it a fad. But Toyota was undeterred. The company kept refining the technology, making hybrids more efficient, more affordable, and more practical. Then came the oil crisis in the early 2000s. Gas prices soared, and suddenly, the Prius wasn't just a smart option. It was the perfect solution. Consumers looking for fuel-efficient alternatives flocked to the hybrid. It wasn't just a car, it became a symbol. Celebrities like Leonardo DiCaprio and Cameron Diaz were spotted driving their Priuses, using them as a statement of their commitment to sustainability. DiCaprio even joked, "I wear a helmet when I drive my Prius." Just like that, Toyota found itself not just at the forefront of technology, but leading a cultural movement. The success of the Prius forced the auto industry to take hybrids seriously. Suddenly, companies that had once dismissed the technology were scrambling to catch up. Honda quickly launched the Insight, Ford rolled out hybrid versions of its SUVs, and even high-end luxury brands began developing their own hybrid systems. By the mid-2010s, Toyota had sold over 10 million hybrid vehicles worldwide, proof that their gamble had paid off. Their hybrid tech wasn't limited to just the Prius anymore. It spread across popular models like the Camry and RAV4, solidifying Toyota's dominance in the hybrid space. But not everyone was on board. While Toyota was busy perfecting hybrid systems, another company was taking a completely different path: Tesla. Founded in 2003, Tesla had a bold and singular mission: full electrification. Unlike Toyota, which saw hybrids as a practical and necessary step forward, Tesla viewed them as a distraction. Elon Musk made his stance crystal clear. He called hybrids a half measure and criticized Toyota for wasting time by not going all in on electric vehicles. In 2010, The two companies even tried to work together. Toyota invested $50 million in Tesla, and the pair co-developed an electric version of the RAV4. We're announcing this historic partnership between Tesla and Toyota. But by 2014, that partnership had unraveled. Their visions were simply too different. While Elon Musk doubled down on an all-electric future, Toyota continued to refine and expand its hybrid offerings. Critics began to question Toyota's strategy, calling it too conservative and warning that the company was falling behind in the EV race. But Toyota wasn't just being cautious. They had a plan. Their engineers had real concerns about the current state of EV technology. Lithium-ion batteries came with limitations: shorter driving ranges, long charging times, and battery degradation over time, which could lead to expensive replacements. There were also bigger, global challenges. The materials needed for EV batteries, like lithium and cobalt, were in limited supply. Scaling up EV production on a massive scale wouldn't be easy. Unlike Tesla, which was building its own supercharger network, Toyota saw a major obstacle. The world simply wasn't ready for full EV adoption. Charging infrastructure was still sparse, especially outside of big cities and developed regions. Hybrids, on the other hand, required no new infrastructure. Surveys showed that many consumers preferred the convenience and familiarity of hybrids. No range anxiety, no need to plug in, just better fuel economy and lower emissions. Many drivers wanted better fuel economy, but they weren't quite ready to make the jump to fully electric vehicles. That's where hybrid technology came in, offering the best of both worlds: improved gas mileage without the worry of running out of battery or needing to find a charger. Instead of putting all its resources into EVs, Toyota chose a more diversified path. One of those bets was on hydrogen fuel cell vehicles, or FCEVs. In 2014, Toyota introduced the Mirai, a car powered by hydrogen, emitting only water vapor. We're talking about the new hydrogen fuel cell car, the Mirai. Its only emission is water, making it eco-friendly. And with an electric motor, it's almost silent. Toyota believed hydrogen had key advantages over battery-powered EVs: quicker refueling times, longer range, and a cleaner, more sustainable supply chain. But were they right? While critics were busy accusing Toyota of falling behind in the EV race, cracks started appearing in the full electric vision. Tesla, for example, began facing more scrutiny over its build quality and software glitches. Across the industry, battery supply shortages and rising material costs led to production delays and price hikes. EV adoption rates also weren't as high as many had predicted. Range anxiety remained one of the top concerns for potential buyers, especially in areas with limited charging infrastructure. Looking back, Toyota's so-called hesitation was starting to look more like strategic foresight. As many automakers rushed headlong into an all-electric future, Toyota was quietly working behind the scenes on something that could change the game, and possibly drive Elon Musk up the wall. But it's not like Toyota doesn't face its own challenges. Even if they are close to creating the perfect EV, the road ahead isn't simple. For years, the EV narrative has been straightforward. Electric cars are the future. Governments have announced plans to phase out gas-powered vehicles. Automakers around the world are shifting their lineups to go fully electric, and Tesla has led the way, showing that EVs can be fast, stylish, and practical. But as the industry pushes full throttle toward electrification, the problems no one wanted to talk about are becoming harder to ignore. And through it all, Toyota has been patiently watching, planning, and perfecting its strategy. A strategy that now looks more thoughtful than ever. At the heart of every EV is its battery. It's the single most expensive, most important part of the car, but also one of its biggest weaknesses. Unlike a traditional gas engine, which can last hundreds of thousands of miles with proper maintenance. With proper maintenance, a gas-powered engine can easily last hundreds of thousands of miles. But EV batteries, that's a different story. Over time, lithium-ion batteries degrade. Studies show that most EV batteries lose about 10 to 20% of their capacity within the first 8 to 10 years. That means less driving range, more time spent charging, and lower resale value. Some Tesla owners have reported losing over 50 miles of range after just a few years of use. And when it comes time to replace the battery, the cost can be shocking, anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 depending on the model. For many people, that turns what should be a long-term investment into a car that feels more disposable. Toyota saw this issue coming. That's one reason they've stuck with hybrid technology for so long. By combining gas and electric power, hybrids reduce the strain on their batteries, helping them last longer and maintain performance over time. But battery lifespan isn't the only problem. EV batteries rely heavily on minerals like lithium, cobalt, and nickel. These materials are not only limited in supply, but also come with serious ethical and environmental concerns. Take cobalt, for example. A large portion of the world's supply comes from the Democratic Republic of Congo, where mining has been linked to child labor and dangerous working conditions. Lithium, on the other hand, requires enormous amounts of water to extract, which has already caused environmental damage in parts of South America. As the demand for EVs grows, so does the competition for these resources. Prices are rising, supply chains are tightening, and the sustainability of mass EV production is being called into question. Toyota's hybrid-first approach looks increasingly smart in this context. Instead of putting massive battery packs into a smaller number of all-electric cars, they've used smaller batteries across millions of hybrids. This not only makes better use of limited materials, but also avoids full reliance on lithium-ion technology. And then there's the issue of charging. One of the biggest promises of the EV revolution was that charging stations would be everywhere, making owning an EV just as convenient as filling up at a gas station. But that promise hasn't quite been fulfilled. Charging is still one of the biggest headaches for EV owners. Unlike a quick 5-minute gas fill-up, charging an EV can take anywhere from 30 minutes to several hours. Public charging stations are often out of order, already in use, or locked behind pricey memberships. Sure, home charging is possible, if you have a garage and are willing to spend at least $1,000 on installation. But for people living in busy cities or apartment complexes, that's not always an option. In some urban areas, wait times at public chargers can stretch on for hours. During peak travel seasons, EV drivers can find themselves waiting hours just to charge their vehicles. Even though Tesla's supercharger network is ahead of the competition, it still isn't enough to keep up with growing demand as EV sales continue to rise. But charging availability isn't the only issue. One major concern that often gets overlooked is electric grid capacity. If millions of people switch to EVs, the demand for electricity could skyrocket. In fact, some cities have already experienced blackouts and brownouts caused by high EV charging demand. Charging an EV at home might sound convenient, but it can also double or even triple a household's electricity bill, depending on local rates. And then there's the environmental side of things. Manufacturing a single battery for something like a Tesla Model 3 generates as much CO2 as driving a gas-powered car for 8 years. Lithium mining, which is necessary for most EV batteries, causes severe damage to ecosystems. The refining process also produces a large amount of greenhouse gas emissions. Once an EV reaches the end of its life, there's still no widely adopted solution for battery recycling. Many of these massive battery packs end up as hazardous waste, especially in regions without proper recycling infrastructure. And let's not forget, in many areas, electricity still comes from coal and natural gas. That means even though your EV doesn't have a tailpipe, it might still be indirectly powered by fossil fuels. In some cases, driving a hybrid or a fuel-efficient gas car actually results in lower overall CO2 emissions than charging an EV with coal-powered electricity. But what about Tesla? Tesla undeniably changed the game. It made EVs exciting, fast, sleek, and cool, proving they weren't just for eco-conscious early adopters. Tesla turned electric cars into performance machines, status symbols, and cultural icons. For years, Tesla had the EV space to itself. It was the only automaker offering long-range electric vehicles with cutting-edge tech and a proprietary charging network. While legacy brands hesitated, Tesla sprinted ahead. But now, things are changing, and the cracks in Tesla's empire are starting to show. Competitors have caught up. In some areas, they've even pulled ahead. It's no longer just about who was first. It's about who can build the best cars, with the best tech, and deliver them reliably. And that's where Tesla is struggling. While Toyota has spent decades refining its manufacturing process and building a reputation for long-term reliability, Tesla has often rushed to bring new models to market, sometimes at the expense of quality and customer satisfaction. Tesla's biggest problem? It's gotten really good at selling the future, but not always at delivering the present. Elon Musk is a visionary and a master of hype. He gets people to believe in what's coming next. But for many customers, what they get right now still leaves room for improvement. Whether it's full self-driving cars, the futuristic Cybertruck, or an electric roadster that's supposedly capable of going from 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds, Tesla has made some bold promises. But year after year, those promises remain just that, promises. And many consumers are starting to lose patience. Take the Cybertruck, for example. When Elon Musk first revealed it in 2019, it looked like something straight out of a sci-fi film. With its sharp, angular stainless steel body and claims of being bulletproof, it instantly captured the world's attention. But fast forward several years, and the Cybertruck still isn't widely available. The same goes for Tesla's second-generation Roadster, originally announced as the fastest production car ever built and promised for release in 2020. That car still hasn't hit the road. And then there's the Tesla Semi, another heavily hyped product that's seen only limited production after years of delays. Meanwhile, thousands of Tesla owners who paid for the company's full self-driving software are still waiting for it to actually deliver on its name. Since 2016, Elon Musk has claimed that full autonomy was just around the corner, maybe a year or two away. But nearly a decade later, Tesla's vehicles still can't operate safely without human oversight. In the meantime, the company has faced lawsuits, government investigations, and, most worryingly, real-world crashes linked to its overhyped self-driving features. But Tesla's problems go beyond delays and broken promises. Even the vehicles that are already on the road aren't immune to issues. Tesla has struggled with quality control for years. Owners frequently report problems like misaligned panels, poor paint finishes, rattling sounds, and software bugs. While Tesla's cars are packed with cutting-edge technology, they often feel rushed into production before all the kinks have been worked out. That's a stark contrast to Toyota, which has built its reputation on precision, consistency, and world-class reliability. One of the most common complaints from Tesla drivers is the brand's over-reliance on touchscreens. Simple tasks, like adjusting the air conditioning, turning on the windshield wipers, or moving the mirrors, all require navigating through the central touchscreen. While it might look sleek and futuristic, it's not always the safest or most practical design. Many drivers find it distracting and even dangerous to sift through multiple menus while trying to focus on the road. Unlike Tesla, Toyota understands that innovation should make driving better, not more complicated. And while Tesla continues to deal with quality control issues, it's now facing an even bigger problem. The competition is catching up, fast. For years, legacy automakers were criticized for being slow to respond to the EV boom. But that's no longer the case. Today, companies like Hyundai, Kia, Ford, Mercedes, and even Toyota are rolling out electric vehicles that match or outperform Tesla in several key areas. Just look at the Hyundai Ioniq 5 and Kia EV6. Both have received glowing reviews for their futuristic designs, fast charging capabilities, and high-quality interiors. Ford's Mustang Mach-E and the F-150 Lightning have shown that American automakers can absolutely deliver in the EV space. And brands like Mercedes and BMW are producing electric sedans that actually feel luxurious, something Tesla has struggled with despite its high price tags. As more impressive EVs hit the market, Tesla has had to slash prices just to keep up. Elon Musk has cut the prices of the Model 3 and Model Y multiple times. Sure, it might sound like a win for new buyers, but it's been frustrating for existing Tesla owners who've seen the resale value of their cars plummet overnight. Toyota, by contrast, has stuck to a stable pricing strategy, helping its vehicles hold their value over time and giving consumers more confidence in their investment. Then there's the issue of Elon Musk himself. Once hailed as a visionary leading the charge toward a greener future, his recent behavior has raised serious concerns. His chaotic takeover of Twitter in 2022 became a massive distraction. As he poured time and energy into the platform, Tesla's stock took a hit, and investors began to worry that he was no longer focused on the company that built his reputation. From online feuds to controversial statements and unpredictable business decisions, Elon's public persona has started to make Tesla look less like a trailblazing tech company and more like a startup in constant crisis mode. Meanwhile, Toyota's leadership has remained steady and focused. While Elon jumps from AI to space travel to cryptocurrency, Toyota's team has been quietly working on long-term strategy and sustainable innovation. And it shows. Internally, Tesla has also faced its share of problems. The company has been criticized for sudden layoffs, intense work pressure, and demanding production goals that have led to burnout among employees. In contrast, Toyota's more methodical, long-term approach ensures a stable workforce and a smoother, more consistent production process, something that's becoming increasingly important in a volatile global market. Toyota's strategic approach to hybrid and hydrogen fuel cell technologies has positioned it as a leader in the automotive industry. The success of the Prius compelled competitors to take hybrid technology seriously, leading to models like Honda's Insight and Ford's hybrid SUVs. By the mid-2010s, Toyota had sold over 10 million hybrid vehicles globally, solidifying its dominance in the segment. In contrast, Tesla has focused exclusively on full electrification, introducing vehicles like the Cybertruck and Roadster with ambitious performance claims. However, many of these promises have faced delays, leading to consumer frustration. Issues such as build quality concerns, software glitches, and a reliance on touchscreen controls have also impacted Tesla's reputation. While Tesla has encountered challenges, traditional automakers like Hyundai, Kia, Ford, and Mercedes have accelerated their EV development, producing vehicles that rival or even surpass Tesla in certain aspects. Tesla's response has included price reductions, which, while benefiting consumers, have led to concerns about vehicle depreciation among owners. Leadership dynamics have also played a role. Elon Musk's involvement in ventures beyond Tesla, such as Twitter, has raised questions about his focus on the company. In contrast, Toyota's leadership has maintained a disciplined and focused approach, contributing to its stability and continued success. Financially, Tesla's stock has experienced significant volatility, often influenced by Musk's public statements. This contrasts with Toyota's more stable stock performance, reflecting investor confidence in its strategic direction. A notable incident highlighting the competitive tensions between the two companies occurred during a meeting between Elon Musk and Toyota's chairman, Koji Sato. The meeting, initially intended to explore collaboration, became contentious as Sato presented Toyota's advancements in solid-state battery technology, which could challenge Tesla's current battery technology. Musk reportedly reacted negatively, underscoring the competitive rivalry between the two automotive giants. In summary, Toyota's methodical and diversified approach to vehicle electrification, coupled with its focus on technological innovation and leadership stability, has enabled it to navigate the evolving automotive landscape effectively. While Tesla's bold vision and innovations have reshaped the industry, the challenges it faces highlight the complexities of maintaining leadership in a rapidly changing market.